Wrestling fans around the corner, around the world, I'm Dan Marty.
And I'm John Cena Sr.
It is Christmas Eve. A brand new Wrestling Insider's Fabulous Fridays begins now. Wrestling fans, we warned you this day would come. Unfortunately, we're running out of original episodes of Wrestling Insider's Party with Marty each and every Thursday night at 10 p.m., but we're starting up that Indiegogo. You can help the cause. You can help Marty's show continue each and every week. Nobody does it like Marty. We had an incredible time with him at our 20th anniversary bash, November 13th at Memorial Hall here in Melrose. We want to have the good times keep on rolling, but we can't do it without you. Look for the Indiegogo link in the comment section below or across our website and social media platforms. We have some great perks, great rewards where you can even meet Marty himself. There's nothing like it. Since July of 2020, every week we've brought you the show. We need your help to keep on going. We tell you, without wrestling fans, there is no professional wrestling, and there's no better time to help the cause now. Let's keep Marty rocking each and every Thursday night. Wrestling fans looking for the perfect holiday gift? Discount VIP packages and tickets to Boston Wrestling Soul Survivor 10 Back to the 80s, Saturday night, April the 16th at Memorial Hall in Melrose, Massachusetts are on sale now. Join WWE Hall of Famer Jake the Snake Roberts, three-time WWE Tag Team Champions Axe and Smash Demolition, The Wild Berzerker, and more 1980s legends to be announced. Take part in a VIP exclusive Q&A session. Meet the wrestling icons up close and personal in an autograph and photo fan fest. Then get ready as the superstars and legends of yesterday, today, and tomorrow take part in a night of white-hot in-ring action. Discount VIP packages and tickets are on sale now for a limited time at bostonwrestling.com. Join us for a professional wrestling reunion decades in the making, April the 16th.
This is Mick Foley.
This is Harley Race.
This is Shelton Benjamin.
This is Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
This is the Monster Abyss.
And this is Daniel Bryan.
This is JBL, and you're watching the MWF.
Be there live.
All right, wrestling fans, welcome to a special holiday edition of Wrestling Insiders here on Christmas Eve. Buon Natale to John Cena Sr., although I think the true Johnny is coming out. It's almost like that movie Aliens, when the alien came
Right
through
here.
the stomach.
You're a mean one.
You're a mean one, Mr. Cena.
Oh, I don't think so.
I
I just got through
heel.
taking care of a lot of children
Dun, dun,
as
dun.
this jolly old one down at the Hammond Castle in Gloucester.
Well, you know what? Thanks to a very lovely lady, I actually got to see some pictures of it. She posted them online, and I had never seen you in that regal before.
Well, I'll tell you something. It's a gift. It's just so great being able to deal with these little kids, listening to what they want and what they don't want. And I'll tell you, those children are willing to give up so that others can have. We can take a good lesson from these little tiny people. All these big folks think they got to get all this stuff, receive all this stuff. And you got these little children that are saying, it's okay, Santa, if you have to take a present from me to give to somebody else.
Now, is this involved with an association of some kind? or-
I did the Festival of Trees at the Blue Ocean in Salisbury, and then I just finished up Thursday and Friday. And if you've never been, it's an experience. Get to the Hammond Castle in Gloucester. A lot of history, beautiful venue. I do a lot of weddings there also. But it was an experience. It was a fun time.
What is it? What is Hammond Castle?
Hammond Castle was built by John Hammond. Inside there, he was the first guy to deal with remote control, guided missiles.
Wow.
He has patent, very, very intelligent man. I'll give you, there's a lot of history with this castle. He built it block by block, and there's a lot of memorabilia inside. Hammond built his own mausoleum for his burial. Unique, we just talked about spirituality. There were 77 steps to the mausoleum. He died at 77 years old.
Wow. Do you think there'll ever be a Daphne Castle in Gloucester?
Not this week.
No. All right. Maybe next year.
Nah.
Well, I know you really do get into living the gimmick, so to speak. How many did you have this year now that you were actually able to engage with the kids?
Thursday night was basically a night that the Hammond Castle gives back to the community, and that was for a lot of underprivileged children.
Oh.
They came in for free. They each left with a gift. There were cookies, milk, free candy, and you got to take your picture.
And you, from what I believe, you had a Santa's little helper.
Not at the Hammond Castle.
Oh, not at that one. Okay.
I had one of their folks help.
Oh.
Moniz was my helper at the Festival of Trees in Salisbury. When I did that one, I'll tell you that was nonstop. That was 5 to 8, and I started at 5. Never got a break that night.
Wow.
I went right through till almost 8:15, 8:20.
When we did the whole Disney thing last week, at Magic Kingdom one night, they you talk about getting soaked, price-wise. They had Mickey's very Merry Christmas after hours party that went from like 9 until 1 in the morning. The Santa Claus, they did socially distanced Santa Claus. I have one with Mickey in one of them. They did socially distanced Mickey with a mask on. It was, I don't know.
Well, at the Hammond Castle.
Disney's a little different than Universal, I guess, right now.
Yeah, Disney's very cautious. I call it the Tragic Kingdom. I wouldn't go back. I took my 2 sons when they were younger. I went back.
I don't think anything's changed. I think that's part of the problem.
Well, they've made some new rides, and the castle's new.
It's new?
They've got some new stuff there, yep.
What's new?
Well, the castle, as you go to the 7 Dwarf rides, there's another.
I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, well, Snow White's castle.
I don't. Oh, I know the big castle in the middle.
Not Cinderella's castle.
There's 2 castles.
Yeah.
There is.
Yeah, they made some
At
changes
Magic
in the rides.
Kingdom?
Oh yeah, Tragic Kingdom. Get it straight.
Well, now they have something called the Magic Genie. I don't know if you've heard about that.
Oh yeah, that's you get it on your phone and it gets you right through the.
Well, no, you get to book the time, and that helped. But I had an exceptional time.
God bless Universal.
And you know what? You know, someone that had never been. Guess what they of all the Universal Islands of Adventure, Magic Kingdom, and Epcot. Guess what the favorite was?
Universal. All the time, hands down.
Disney is really losing ground. I tell you this, as much as I enjoyed the Magic Kingdom visit, it feels like it's the exact same park I went to for the first time in 1988 when I was in the 3rd grade, you know?
Well, if you want
They
to
haven't
do the Star
changed.
Wars gimmick, you see where they get the Millennium Falcon, you can do that, stay
Yeah.
there for 2 nights. You want to pay $3,500 for that?
Oh, well, not me.
Why not?
But we did Epcot Center, which I hadn't been to
I
since
like Epcot.
1988.
I like
and that
Epcot.
was, we didn't even get a chance to do too many rides because it kind of closed early. And you
gotta
get
go
a
to
better
your-
experience at Universal.
Voodoo Donuts, the Chocolate
You like the
Factory.
Voodoo Donuts.
Oh, I like those, and I like the Chocolate Emporium over there. Oh, I'm a big fan.
Oh, yeah. You mean that place that's to the left of Hard Rock Cafe?
Yep.
We went in there too, yeah.
The
I've never been in
milkshakes are
before.
outstanding.
Yeah.
The people in there are great to talk with. I have a T-shirt that they
really?
wanted to steal the slogan off of. It's for Shane's of Maine, and I don't know if it's copywritten or not, but it says, "Without ice cream, there would be darkness and chaos." And right away, the girl that plays the woman who's looking for her parents, that's the story behind that chocolate factory, is, "Oh, we've got to have that. Get that quick, get a picture. Got to put that on a shirt right away." I'm going, "Oh, okay, you can."
Well, I have to say I felt a little bit like a celebrity, Johnny, when I went to the Hard Rock Cafe for dinner the first night there. The hostess named Mama, she was a big fan of yours. Big fan of yours.
It's a drug-free
She said
workplace. It's a drug-free workplace. I have no idea what he's talking
She said
about.
every time John Cena Sr. comes in, she feels all warm and fuzzy like it's Christmas morning.
Well, I was there. I took Moniz for
Well,
lunch.
that's-
and,
exactly.
And
Let me
they
tell
still
you, it
gave
ain't
me a
cheap.
check.
Well, Mama
She didn't feel that warm and fuzzy.
was a little starstruck, I think.
Oh, I don't think so.
Mama was a
no.
little starstruck.
I think it's a drug-free workplace.
But no, you know what? When is Mardi Gras? That's March, right?
Yes, but I'm a little leery of going down to Universal for that. I do want to go.
Why?
But that's spring break.
Yeah, but they run it almost like Christmas. They run it for about 6 weeks. It's
No,
not
I
one
thought it was
weekend.
only 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
No.
I might try to go down and take my
Yeah,
granddaughter.
just go when it is in spring break. You just got to kind
Yeah,
of
I'll see if I can book it now.
navigate the seas. You know what I
I
mean?
won't stay at the same hotel you stay at because,
I'll tell you this, for the very first time, for those people that have no interest in amusement parks are probably like, I thought this was a wrestling show, but
It is. Let's get on the ball
Because of
here.
my battles with Linda, for the very first time, I was able to stay across the street at the one that's called, the Universal Hotel that's called Dockside. And it had 2 pools as opposed to 1. The only problem is they're not very deep. We're talking in dead center about 3.5 feet.
That's all
You know,
you need.
I got to do a lot of ducking.
Okay, now back to the wrestling.
I got to
Here
do
we
a
go.
lot of work to get wet.
Well.
But no, one of them was nice. It was a beach. It had sand, and
Yep.
so it was pretty cool. You know, where it's located. It's about a 2-minute ride. They have the bus.
We have
that
the
goes
Portofino
until
that has the
yeah,
beach.
You go on the boat.
I
Fabovino and the Portofino.
You got to stay at the Royal Pacific.
Now, where's the Fabovino that we were talking about last time?
Oh, I forgot to bring it for you. And I had Fabo whiskey for you.
Oh, boy, we might have been in a little bit of trouble.
Spiced bourbon.
Oh, I can't wait to try that. But you know what? We're in the holiday spirit.
Well.
It's Christmas Eve. We hope wherever you folks may be, we're adding a little holiday enjoyment. You know, as I've noted before, Johnny, it means a lot when the folks say, you know, they might be alone on the holiday or even on a weekend, but they look forward to having our show at 11 o'clock after SmackDown and AEW Rampage. So you know what? You're part of our family here in Boston Wrestling Sports, especially tonight, even though this is non-alcoholic, Red Bull. Salute. Salute to you, even though you're a pain in the ass. You're one of my favorite pains
I
in the
just
asses.
came here and did the shit. And now...
You're one of my favorite pains in the asses.
You know what? I just want to tell you, when I read the comments
Yes.
after the show.
Uh-huh.
You know who gets all the whoops? You get all the whacks. Does he ever start a show without complaining? Is it something he's
What
going
am
to
I
say where he's
complaining
not
about?
dumping on the people that work for him? Be positive.
What am I complaining about?
You're talking
Oh, the
about...
Magic Kingdom. Yeah.
See?
I shot on the Magic Kingdom.
Anyway, where are we going
All
with
right.
this?
I think we're going to go back to Orlando. But anyway, as far as this episode goes, it's kind of sad, Johnny. Couple losses in the world of professional wrestling. Someone that you probably saw a heck of a lot more of in the squared circle than I ever did. But certainly someone that contributed so much backstage, which is where I met him, the Blackjack Lanza, the WWE Hall of Famer.
Saw a lot of that man. The Lariat. That man was huge. Over. What a villain. What a villain. Another sad loss to the wrestling community. Hall of Famer.
Great tandem, teaming with Blackjack Mulligan.
Right.
Great pairing when Bobby Heenan was his manager.
Yep.
That really, I think, enhanced his persona from what little I've seen on video of him over the years. And much like your son with Arn Anderson, Blackjack Lanza was the guy that Austin always went to for his big matches. That's who he wanted as his agent to help put together that magic. So for those fans of the Stone Cold Steve Austin era, while maybe you don't know the name Blackjack Lanza all that well, he really helped bring some memories to your television screen.
He sure did. He was great.
And what I found amazing was, and you know how crazy this industry is with indiscretions that can take place, he was married to the same lady, I believe, for 64 years. Isn't that something?
God is good.
64 years.
Well, we just did it Mass. I do a lot at the Carmelite Chapel in Peabody, and 2 weeks ago we celebrated Mass, and they were in the chapel, a couple who had been married 67 years.
67? Wow. How old were they? They must have been at least pushing 90.
I don't know. They were great. They were there. Father Gilson called them up. It was a great night. It was a great time. But it says something for the older generation versus the newer generation. You know, the newer generation kind of says, okay, I'll give marriage a try, and if I don't like it, it's easy enough to get out of. And that's why the average marriage lasts 7 years, 3 to 7 years. Sad.
You know what it is, Johnny? I don't think people, not to get into the world of marriage now on top of
let's move on to
top
wrestling.
of our amusement park discussions, but I don't think people try hard enough anymore. I don't think people put the effort in. I think they're ready to quit too easily.
Never give up, never quit.
It's almost like one of your son's T-shirts.
Oh. I have to give a shout out to my friend Candy out there in Illinois. We met this couple, she and her husband, at Halloween Horror Nights, and she promised she would send me a surprise. This woman is a sergeant at a secure facility for hardened criminals.
Really?
And I just received it yesterday. It's a handmade quilt,
Wow.
WWE, John Cena, You Can't See Me. I'll bring a picture next time.
Wow.
This thing is unbelievable. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas to you and yours.
Well, you think you'll ever see Marjolette wrapped in that quilt?
I don't even know who she is.
Maurice's mom.
Oh, well, Who?
Maurice.
Maurice? Oh, you mean the Mrs. Wife?
Yeah.
Please.
She's been looking for you. She's
Who?
mentioned you on the
My
reality show. Yeah.
My show?
My show. She's a great outdoors, probably wouldn't be happy about it.
All I know is every time I speak to her, she said, and let me ask you a question. What about that Dan Marty? Is he married? Single?
She's a little old for me, Johnny.
Looking? He said, I will give you a try, but you know he feels I'm a little old for him. Well,
I'm looking for the fountain of youth. My show is...
she give you
My show needs more than a bath in the fountain of youth, but that's a different story for a different
my
time.
God.
But let
See?
me ask you this.
Go
Did you
ahead.
get any holiday-flavored ice cream delivered to your house this year?
No holiday ice cream. None.
And before we go
And
to
no
the,
cakes.
before we go to the commercial break, I also wanted to note that Jimmy Rave of TNA, Ring of Honor fame, also passed away.
Yes.
That one bothered me a lot. A, he was a young guy, 39 years old.
39 years old. That's awful.
Lost both of his legs.
Yep. To what? Why?
I can only, I have thoughts because I actually communicated with him maybe over the summer. He reached out to us about trying to do something, and I just didn't really know what was there, and we were so busy trying to get ready for the anniversary show and the talk shows, we kind of lost touch. And I really feel bad. I don't know what we possibly could have done to prevent what happened in the end, but maybe we could have done something, and I feel shitty, to be honest.
I think he did an outreach too for people involved with drugs and alcohol because he had an addiction.
Bad problem.
And
yeah.
that caused the amputation of legs and I even think an arm.
Oh, I didn't even know about the arm. But he really went into detail with me about what happened with
God
his legs.
rest
And
his
it was
soul
very,
because
very, you know, a wise person said to me, Dan, you can't help everyone and everything, but, I wish we could, I don't know, I'll say this, I used the Cauliflower Alley Club, and I said, this is a great resource, you should reach out to them. They exist because, to give back to the boys. Rich Inling, who was the former director, funny enough, the former director of security for Disney World, he's on the board of directors now. And over the past 2 years, as a club, the CAC, we've given out almost, I think, $100K.
I get a great suggestion.
What's that?
Let's get a New England chapter of the Cauliflower Alley Club.
I have thought about, what I think would be great? Imagine before it's all said and done up on that magical place that we love on Route 1 North in Saugus, if we did a reunion like that, different than what we did back a few years ago where we did the big Q&A, what if we did a nice dinner, an autograph signing, and we did not a Hall of Fame, but just recognition, a Hall of Legends, so to speak. I think nostalgia is what people like right now. I mean, look at the event we had in November, look at the event we have in April. People love the legends right now. They're not hot to trot on what's on TV right now.
There's nothing to watch on TV right now.
Well, there is, but
no,
it's
there
if you
isn't.
choose.
Raw's rating went down, SmackDown's rating went down, AEW screwed up. Let's be real. I would rather see a chapter of the Cauliflower Alley Club in New York, make it a consistent thing, regardless of what's happening at the Kowloon on Route 1. I still think
there's other places we could go to.
It's going to be a while. Well, I'm going to tell you something. We were talking about life after death, et cetera, before we started the program, and the spirit of the Kowloon will always be there. And I will say this, I don't know anything more than anybody else. I believe there'll be a physical Kowloon there always. Not as big with 1,600, 1,500 seats. I believe that somebody, I don't know who it's going to be, is going to create a Kowloon, and it's going to be 300 seats, small comedy club, outside dining. It can't not be there. It cannot be there.
It's an institution.
It's a name that everybody knows and respects.
We were there with the Berzerker this past week, had a great time. Andy
Nice.
was in good
Get his
spirits.
picture?
So, I'm sorry?
Did any get a picture with him?
It's funny, and I don't think, I know the Berzerkers enjoyed these shows, but because of, Andy was just kind of coming through, I don't think he realized who it was.
He's a great guy. Berzerker's a great guy.
Berzerker's going to be back the weekend, folks, of January 22nd. We're going to be doing some live episodes. I know you're usually not around on the weekends, but he's hot to trot to meet you. And
Be an honor.
You know, right now we're waiting to start season 2 of Wrestling Insider's Party with Marty. We've started our new series, Wrestling Insider's Throwback Thursdays with the Berzerker, and the feedback, Johnny, it has been phenomenal. I don't know how you've missed it, but I'm telling you.
I'm going to look at
you
those.
have got
Time to go to YouTube.
I am, you know, I'll only push things upon you if I truly believe you should go out of your way to see it. This is one you've got to go and watch.
Wow.
Phil will attest to it, who's here with us right now.
First of all, it would be an honor to meet Berzerker in person. I saw a lot of his matches. Great performer, great human being, truly. And
he's
that would
had
be
some
an honor.
hard times,
Would be
but
an
you know
honor.
what? I really feel, and I hope I don't regret saying this.
Don't
but
say
I mean,
it, then don't say it.
All right, I won't. But what I will say is that right now, as we continue to celebrate Christmas Eve, we'll be back after this brief timeout. Stand by. Continue to have a Merry Christmas. We're using the C word, baby. Fans, we warned you this day would come. Unfortunately, we're running out of original episodes of Wrestling Insider's Party with Marty each and every Thursday night at 10 p.m., but we're starting up that Indiegogo. You can help the cause. You can help Marty's show continue each and every week. Nobody does it like Marty. We had an incredible time with him at our 20th anniversary bash, November 13th at Memorial Hall here in Melrose. We want to have the good times keep on rolling, but we can't do it without you. Look for the Indiegogo link in the comment section below or across our website and social media platforms. We have some great perks, great rewards where you can even meet Marty himself. There's nothing like it. Since July of 2020, every week we've brought you the show. We need your help to keep on going. We tell you, without wrestling fans, there is no professional wrestling, and there's no better time to help the cause now. Let's keep Marty rocking each and every Thursday night. Wrestling fans looking for the perfect holiday gift? Discount VIP packages and tickets to Boston Wrestling Soul Survivor 10 Back to the 80s, Saturday night, April the 16th at Memorial Hall in Melrose, Massachusetts are on sale now. Join WWE Hall of Famer Jake the Snake Roberts, 3-time WWE Tag Team Champions Axe and Smash Demolition, The Wild Berzerker, and more 1980s legends to be announced. Take part in a VIP exclusive Q&A session. Meet the wrestling icons up close and personal in an autograph and photo fan fest. Then get ready as the superstars and legends of yesterday, today, and tomorrow take part in a night of white-hot in-ring action. Discount VIP packages and tickets are on sale now for a limited time at bostonwrestling.com. Join us for a professional wrestling reunion decades in the making, April the 16th.
It hits different live with WWE Super Show. Don't miss an epic main event.
Drew McIntyre and Kofi Kingston, King Woods, The New Day, Roman Reigns, and the Usos in a 6-man tag team match.
Will the new arrivals on the Blue Brand disrupt the dominance of the Bloodline? It's WWE Super Show in Boston Sunday, January 9. Tickets and Superstar Experience packages on sale now.
Wrestling fans around the corner, around the world, I'm Dan Marty.
And I'm Mr. USA WWE Hall of Famer Tony Atlas.
The road to WrestleMania has begun. Wrestling fans are looking to add to their man caves. You got to see what we have in the eBay store.
Check it out.
Support Wrestling Insiders and keep wrestling legends working on eBay. At Survivor Series, it was champion versus champion as WWE Champion Drew McIntyre battled Universal Champion Roman Reigns with Paul Heyman. Get this 11x14 poster autographed by all 3 men. Limited edition, number 42 of only 50, with authentication hologram on the back of the poster itself. Comes with a mystery autographed 8x10 photo and an on-air shout-out from WWE Hall of Famer Mr. USA Tony Atlas on Wrestling Insiders at your house. Get it now. All right, wrestling fans, welcome back to this Christmas Eve edition of Wrestling Insiders Fabulous Fridays. I'm Dan Marty, along with a man that is the personification of fabulous. A man that made Mama down at Hard Rock Cafe in Orlando, Florida, feel all warm and fuzzy. A man that made Eartha Kitt feel all warm and fuzzy. A man that makes my Joe feel, well, even more than warm and fuzzy.
All I know is I want to meet this guy.
She said even a little moist.
What about the wrestler?
Well, Johnny, do you want to talk about sad for WWE fans? What a loss of talent over the past couple of weeks since we were last together. Jeff Hardy, bye-bye.
Well,
on
you know what?
on chance number 86.
You know, I like the Hardys.
I think the world of Jeff Hardy.
I've worked with his brother. I've done several shows with him. He had an issue for a while. He straightened his life out. I think Jeff really needs the help that's been offered but refused. And so he's made a decision. His decision is no. WWE had no other choice but to do what they did. You know, sometimes you have to look in the mirror and admit to yourself there's a problem. And he's such a great performer. What a loss to this business. And my concern for Hardy becomes now, who else wants to book a man or a woman who is going to continue with the addiction and put other performers in jeopardy inside that ring, or him or herself? It just doesn't make sense.
Well, again, he's been given a lot of chances that a lot of people wouldn't have received.
110 chances, I'd say.
Good, but I'll say this again: an exceptionally good human being.
No question about
him
it.
An awful lot. He's helped us in the
Jeff
past.
and Matt are outstanding.
But I'm gonna throw this one at you, Johnny, here on Christmas Eve. I flash back to August of 2006. Titan Towers. Vince McMahon meets with Kurt Angle and his agent. I'm going to commit suicide if you won't let me out of my contract. I don't want anything to do with the wrestling business anymore. Instead of the typical, they give you the 90-day no-compete, they cut him one check, $250,000 on the spot, severed ties. Less than a month later, he shows up on Impact. Matt Hardy claims he's as clean as a whistle and that the test WWE gave him for drugs is going to come back 100% clean.
Jeff Hardy or Matt Hardy?
Matt Hardy said that Jeff's
For his brother, of his brother.
Yeah, he spoke on Jeff's behalf.
I read that.
Jeff has booked concerts and meet and greets on his own until his no-compete clause comes up. Do you think Johnny, maybe at Jeff's age, he's a couple of years older than me, about John's age, getting a little longer in the tooth. His body has been through extreme abuse, the style he's worked.
Both those boys.
There's big money to be made for certain people in AEW with a much lighter schedule where they usually run just one event a week. Do you think maybe Jeff tried to work WWE into thinking that he had an issue that couldn't be resolved? And when they attempted to resolve it and he said no, they had no other choice but to let him go with his track record of all the DUIs and, the issues that have been documented. But imagine if he is clean and he just, what if I wandered into the crowd and made them think I'm high or made them think I'm drunk?
So
just to get out of the contract and go to AEW to make big money for a lighter schedule.
So what you're basically saying is Jeff Hardy pulled to work.
It's a theory I have. It's a theory.
I got to tell you something. Knowing Jeff Hardy, knowing Matt, his brother, they're both very reputable individuals. I do not believe that either one of the Hardy boys would stoop that low to get out of a contract.
Well, you like Kurt Angle, and he did it.
Well, Kurt Angle's a good friend. Kurt Angle's a great human being and a great guy. There's a guy that had some issues, physical issues as well as
mental.
Drug addiction. Yeah, mental issues. It's the business that does it. So whatever Angle said at that time may have been what he meant at that time.
No, he knew exactly what he was doing.
Well, there you go.
Come on.
Well,
you're smarter than that.
You know what?
You're a very smart man.
I'd like to think so, but I'm not always that smart. My thought is, at that time in history, Vince is a very smart man also. So you cannot tell me that Vince McMahon wouldn't have sat there and said, I'm not doing it.
What do you mean?
Commit suicide? He's going to commit suicide if he doesn't get out of his contract. Really? And his agent's right there endorsing it? Look, you know what? That's a work. It may have been a work.
I have no doubt. He had big money on the table for TNA for a much lighter schedule. He was bullshit that they put him on the ECW brand where they would run in house shows in front of 750 people. He wasn't making, you know how the structure goes. They're paid on a percentage. He was making his downside guarantee, but he wasn't making more
No money.
like he would have if he was on the Raw brand or the SmackDown brand.
Right.
So that was his way out of purgatory, so to speak. Him and Big Show were the two guys they put on that ECW brand to try and give it some credibility, along with all of the quote-unquote ECW originals. But again, if Jeff Hardy really is clean, number one, why did he decide to leave the match and wander through the crowd? Or two, was he trying to create a chaotic situation where WWE is a publicly traded company? His past issues are well documented, but what if, and I'm not saying any of this is true, it's just a theory, but Tony Khan said, imagine if we could get Jeff mad. What if we came up with this scenario? Or maybe Jeff said, you know what, I can go and make the same money for a quarter of the work schedule at 44 years old.
You know what, first of all,
let's hear it, brother.
I think that's
Shoot.
disrespect for Tony Khan. I don't think Khan would stoop that low. Personally,
you know what?
I mean, I'm being upfront with you.
I'm going to agree with you. Maybe I worded it wrong.
Yeah, you did. You made him sound like a sleazebag, and he's not. So
no, he's not. And I'll state that he's not.
And he doesn't have to play games to buy talent. My question to you is, why did WWE send Hardy home after the match? Why? The doctor must have checked him. Something must have happened. You know, Triple H, Paul Levesque, Vince McMahon, Shane McMahon, Stephanie McMahon doesn't say, hey, okay, Marty, beat it, go home. That just doesn't happen. There had to be some validation to what happened. Now, whatever that validation is, nobody really knows. I don't think the whole story is out yet.
Well, let's just say this drug test comes back clean. What happened?
Okay, then I think we have more questions. To which somebody has got to supply answers.
Well, I guess we're going to have to take that one into 2022.
And the other thing I think you got to think about too is the schedule he was on, and he was still drawing, but I don't think he drew. I don't think he drew the way he used to draw. You know what I'm trying to say?
Well, I mean, they haven't really given him much of a push. When was the last time he did anything of any substance?
A lot of people have put in the back seat of the car.
Right.
A lot of people have put in the back seat of the car, and they've making a lot of mistakes because they've dismissed a lot of talent. And what happened with Johnny Gargano down there? Was I right or was I wrong?
Well, I think they missed the boat when he was on SmackDown. I think they could have really had a pretty good pay-per-view program with him and Reigns, even if it was just for one show. I think it would have had interest, my opinion.
I made a prediction. I'm telling you now, I feel, I don't care what anybody says, Reigns is a great guy. Remember, I wasn't always for him, but I think right now it's just too much. He's had it too long. The Usos help him out all the time. I think the fans are tired of it. Roman's either going to drop it or drop it and walk. I don't think Reigns is long for the WWE.
Well, he is part of the main event for WrestleMania 38 in
Well, that's fine. That's
Dallas.
a big payday. But his contract will come up for negotiation. We'll see what happens there.
Well, and you know what? He said in a recent interview, he's got Hollywood ambition. But for the money he's making,
he's got the contact to put him in there.
The money he's making right now, would you walk? Rock never. Well, no, Rock did make more than that during his peak years, during the Attitude Era. But not a downside guarantee for that kind of money.
But the thing you got to think about is, in the movies, I may get beat up, but I'm not getting bashed up.
Right.
How much can a body take? And think about this. God bless.
He's only 36 years old. Come on.
Wait a minute. God bless Roman Reigns. He went through the leukemia thing. He came out of that.
Fair.
So what happens if we have a reboot? Please God, it doesn't happen.
Absolutely.
But the thing to think about now, and I think that's maybe what is on his mind, what about my family? Where can I go from here? You know, 36 is not a bad age to think about. When you say, well, they're up there a little long in the tooth. Because what are they, 36, 38?
I wouldn't say. No, Jeff is old. If they're older than me, I say they're a little long in the tooth.
90 is, nobody's going to wrestle at 90.
But let me ask you this, since it came up, Johnny, and it was on the list. What did you think of the tribal chief turning on the wise man on SmackDown?
No, that would be Paul Heyman?
Yeah.
Ooh. Did I tell you that was going to happen?
Well, and then Brock, he came to the man's rescue quickly. So I tell you this, last time we were on the show, we were shitting on WWE Day 1, January 1st, and now they've put together an intriguing match that I'm looking forward to seeing live.
Good for you. I'm not.
You don't want to see how the Reigns dynamic plays out?
Been there, done that, seen it. End of story.
Well, it's got certainly a fresh coat of paint.
Yeah, but you know what? When you look below the coat of paint, you can always see it's the same old shingle. No thanks, not interested.
Do you think, would it be interesting to see a swerve where Heyman turns on Lesnar to show his loyalty to the tribal?
Now, there's a scenario that may interest people. It could have been a work all the way along between Reigns and the Wan of Wisdom, That would be very interesting.
And again, you know I like to play Booker sometimes because I love
Booker?
I love the creative. Yeah.
Hooker?
Booker.
Oh!
No,
I'm gonna
the
say,
hookers are
where we
over in
going
England.
with this?
The hookers are over in England. But let's say this now. Day one, Lesnar is ready to win the title. We see a big swerve. Heyman turns on Lesnar to show his loyalty to the Samoans. Reigns retains. They do a gimmick on SmackDown where Lesnar only has limited dates. You know, you had your title shot, but, you know, that's that. Heyman, you know, Lesnar goes nuts, whatever. Royal Rumble, he comes back and he wins it. Then you set up the WrestleMania main event where a really angry, pissed off Brock Lesnar not only wants the title, not only wants to kill all the Samoans, but he wants to kill Heyman too. Maybe one stipulation that hasn't been done in forever that I used to love was the babyface wins and he gets 5 minutes alone with the manager in the ring. I think he'd kill Paul Heyman.
I've been in that situation when I'm a heel.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
a good gimmick.
It works. It works.
I don't think that's a bad storyline. If they went with it.
Maybe we throw Paul Heyman in as special guest referee. That might be a start.
Now that would be interesting too. Where is the loyalty of Paul Heyman? Is it with the tribal chief? If he turns on Lesnar at the pay-per-view, I think it'd be kind of obvious. But there's many different roads they could take. Thank you, Jackie.
Jackie Chan's here?
No, Jackie the joke man. He gave us the signal.
Oh, all right. He gave you the signal?
Yeah.
That number one?
Yeah, this one.
Oh! Wow, this is supposed to be a family show.
It's Christmas Eve.
Oh, and you're going to...
We're having fun.
I know Santa's going to leave you cold.
Santa brought me a very interesting gift about a month
Linda
ago.
Maratti's leaving you a time bomb.
Santa Claus gift came very early this year.
What would you get, Dan?
That's a different story for a different time.
Oh, okay.
But you know, Christmas came early, and I am eternally grateful.
Really?
I'm very appreciative of the world right now.
Really?
Yeah.
There you go.
See, it can happen.
He does say
it can happen
positive
for
things
anybody.
once in a while.
I'm appreciative of you, even though I joke with you, and we've had battles on screen and off screen, and
Indeed,
at arenas and in locker rooms and on the phone and via text and via email.
Yep.
But you know, in the end,
those. Yep.
After 16 years, here we are still together, buddy. So there's, if not a deep friendship and admiration, at least a deep level of respect.
Well, Christmas is the time to forgive and forget. Spread the love, spread the word, enjoy the family, enjoy each other.
I'll never forgive North Carolina, though. The inside job.
Well, I said it before. I'll say it again one more time. Read my lips. There was no inside job.
That's not what you said in the ring with Paul Bear.
I didn't say it.
It's very unfortunate that your friend came down with the COVID down in North Carolina. It's even more unfortunate that he survived, but...
You see, here he goes again. It's Christmas Eve. It's Christmas Eve. All right? On the 12th day of Christmas, Dan Maratti gave to you...
I can't forgive him for what he did with Linda and so on. But, you know, we're not going to go there, because right now we're going to go to a brief timeout. We got a lot going on in the world of Boston wrestling. We are gearing up for Season 2 of Wrestling Insider's Party with Marty Jannetty. We got the Indiegogo rocking and rolling with great rewards and prizes to bring Marty back to the studio. We have our new series every Thursday night, Throwback Thursdays with the Berzerker. It's out of control. If you haven't seen it yet, you're going to love it. If you love WWF wrestling from the 90s, and even some of the Berzerker John Nord stories from the 80s. And of course, all roads lead to Memorial Hall in Melrose, Mass. Saturday night, April the 16th. Boston Wrestling Sports presents to you Soul Survivor 10, back to the 80s. We're going to see Jake the Snake Roberts, Axon Smash Demolition, the Berzerker himself, and so many more all-time greats from the 80s. You're going to relive your childhood. We're going to be having a wrestling party with an autograph photo fan fest, VIP exclusive Q&A, and then the superstars and legends of yesterday, today, and tomorrow light up the squared circle. Even this one was sitting there doing attitude adjustments at the last one. You never know what you're going to expect. Discount VIP packages and tickets are available now. Probably, I think, through New Year's Day, according to David Reese. So head on over to BostonWrestling.com. We'll see you on the flip side. Stand by. Wrestling fans looking for the perfect holiday gift? Discount VIP packages and tickets to Boston Wrestling's Soul Survivor 10 Back to the 80s, Saturday night, April the 16th at Memorial Hall in Melrose, Massachusetts are on sale now. Join WWE Hall of Famer Jake the Snake Roberts, three-time WWE Tag Team Champions Axe and Smash Demolition, The Wild Berzerker, and more 1980s legends to be announced. Take part in a VIP exclusive Q&A session. Meet the wrestling icons up close and personal in an autograph and photo fan fest. Then get ready as the superstars and legends of yesterday, today, and tomorrow take part in a night of white-hot in-ring action. Discount VIP packages and tickets are on sale now for a limited time at bostonwrestling.com. Join us for a professional wrestling reunion decades in the making, April the 16th. Fans, we warned you this day would come. Unfortunately, we're running out of original episodes of Wrestling Insider's Party with Marty each and every Thursday night at 10 p.m., but we're starting up that Indiegogo. You can help the cause. You can help Marty's show continue each and every week. Nobody does it like Marty. We had an incredible time with him at our 20th anniversary bash, November 13th at Memorial Hall here in Melrose. We want to have the good times keep on rolling, but we can't do it without you. Look for the Indiegogo link in the comment section below or across our website and social media platforms. We have some great perks, great rewards where you can even meet Marty himself. There's nothing like it. Since July of 2020, every week we've brought you the show. We need your help to keep on going. We tell you, without wrestling fans, there is no professional wrestling, and there's no better time to help the cause now. Let's keep Marty rocking each and every Thursday night. Wrestling fans around the corner, around the world, I'm Dan Marty.
And I'm Mr. USA WWE Hall of Famer Tony Atlas.
The road to WrestleMania has begun. Wrestling fans are looking to add to their man caves. You got to see what we have in the eBay store.
Check it out.
Arguably the greatest professional wrestler of all time. Get this limited edition collector's autograph print personally signed by two-time WWE Hall of Famer Nature Boy Ric Flair, inscribed 16 times for each of his recognized World Championship reigns. One of only 50 made direct from our friends at WWE. Also signed by original artist Rob Schamberger. Help keep wrestling legends working. Get this awesome Ric Flair collectible for your wrestling collection now. Wrestling fans, welcome back to Wrestling Insiders. We're having fun. We hope you, your friends, your family, you're having a great Christmas Eve. You're going to have a great Christmas Day, a great Christmas time. You know what I think the worst thing about Christmas is, Johnny? It ends.
No, it doesn't.
Well, to me it does.
No.
The music, the lights, the spirit.
You know,
tell me.
One of my favorite DVDs, and I play it every year. Now I play it for my grandkids, is Sesame Street Christmas Eve. And there's one song in there that really sticks with me. Keep Christmas with you all through the year. And the meaning behind that song is so apropos. We don't just let it go for one day. Christmas is 365 days of the year. You know, it is. Because Christmas time, people are happy. People are giving. People are willing to receive and give, to help those less fortunate, to be friends to those that have none, to reach out to those that have no food. We do that 365 days a year. Christmas never stops. All you've done is taken trees and funny little decorations, a man in a red suit, and saying, look at all these big presents, and look at all these things you're going to get. You know what? First of all, Christmas to me isn't a bunch of boxes. It isn't a big tree with huge lights. You know, the Little Drummer Boy, if you ever saw that little animated series, gave the biggest gift of all, yet it was the smallest. What he gave from his heart. He said, I'm nothing but a humble drummer boy, but can I play my drum for you? Yeah, the smallest gift overrode the gifts of frankincense, myrrh, and gold. And if we could keep that in our hearts, as Big Bird says, all through the year, keep the cheer, the love, the generosity that we have now. Why wait for one special day to do it? You know, it's there.
I agree with that, but I guess maybe my point is I'm not a very materialistic person. I'm not a gift guy. I like to give. I usually don't get anything anyway. But
well, that's because of your attitude.
Me, yeah. But I just mean, you know, from about right around Thanksgiving through Christmas itself, everybody's a little bit nicer. Everybody's a little bit lighter. Everybody's a little... It's just the world seems like a better place for about a month. I like the music, I like the lights, and then it's just, boom, it ends.
No, it doesn't. Boom, it ends. It's we allow it to end. You know,
well, maybe we shouldn't allow
If you look
Christmas
at the Christmas Eve special, Christmas Eve on Sesame Street, one of the things is Bert and Ernie, one has a paper clip collection and one has a rubber ducky. Now, what the one wants for his rubber ducky is a soap dish. What Ernie does with the paper collection, he goes and gives up his paper collection to get the soap dish for his friend. And what his friend does is, because he has no box to store his paper clips in, he gives up the rubber ducky. And come Christmas Eve, when they open their presents, they go, "Hey, Bert, here. Oh, a rubber ducky dish. Oh, a box for paper clips." But neither has one to utilize it until Mr. Hooper comes in, who is celebrating Hanukkah, another great day, very meaningful.
Several days.
8 days. 8 days.
All right.
The Festival of Lights. And Mr. Hooper says, "Merry Christmas," and he gives them back because Mr. Hooper, is the one that took the trade for the box to store the clips and the soap dish. "Merry Christmas. Here's your rubber ducky, and here's your paper clips." You know what? Sacrifice, love, doesn't happen one day a year. Happens every day of the year. That's why we're in the position we're in now as a country.
Well, do you think when she was younger, do you think that Annie offered cookies or something else for Santa?
I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't even know. You know, one of the comments in this, as I read them, is, "Why don't you leave Annie alone? Back off."
I never did anything to Annie. Believe me, I was never involved with Annie.
You make her out to be a horrible person.
I have never, ever said that. I think she's a very nice human being. Buon Natale. Buon Natale. She just has, it was like Liam Neeson in Taken. She has a very special set of skills. But anyway, someone that is not hurting this Christmas is Kevin Owens. Did you hear about the massive package that he received from Santa McMahon? That blew my mind, considering bye-bye Braun Strowman, bye-bye Fiend, but we got $2 or $3 million a year for him? Oh.
Wow. No wonder he didn't leave.
Oh.
He was going to leave. I thought sure as hell.
Would you have given him anywhere near that amount?
Not $2 million, no.
Would you have given him 7 figures?
I'd probably given him $1 million.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't see it.
Well,
if he left, do you think anyone would care?
Not really. But I think the thing that's really a point of sensitivity right now is I think there's some serious concern, because for the first time in the history of WWF, WWE, outside of the Saturday Night Wars,
Monday night. It was a day.
Well, it's a couple of days. They're facing competition.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want any more of, quote unquote, because you have no superstars. You know, I mean, I think Kevin Owens is a wonderful human being. I met his son. We sat together. Great guy. But at the same time, $1 million, you let a guy like The Fiend go? You let a guy like Braun Strowman? Who was doing what? I don't understand. But, hey, Kevin, congratulations.
Good for
Great
Kevin.
negotiations.
Good for Kevin, yeah.
You're where you got to be. And the good thing is, if you let out of your contract, they owe you some money. Hooray.
And they could always cut him, as we saw.
If they do, they still owe money. So, you know what?
90 days, yeah.
Well, I'll take 90 days at $2 million.
If you're going to overpay for someone, why not overpay for someone that was drawing for you? I mean, I know there's a lot that is supposedly could be said about the whole Bray Wyatt situation, but I mean, at least he was the #1 merchandise seller in the company. If Kevin Owens vanished, I don't think anyone would really care all that much. Fans, I ask you, would it ruin your experience watching Monday Night Raw if Kevin Owens wasn't on anymore? I don't see it.
Well, I ask you, fans, would it ruin your experience? Dan Barati wasn't sitting in that chair harassing me and you.
Well, we got Charlie and Phil ready to take my place.
Type them right in there for me, would you please? Kevin Owens is a hard worker. I'm not
saying he's not, but he looks like a garbage wrestler.
Well, but think about what happened. They bring him in. Cena gives him the rub. He really goes up the ladder, and all of a sudden it's like every other superstar they have. What are we going to do with this guy? Well, where are we going to put him? You know, why did you let the giant Strowman go? Why did you let the Fiend go?
Overpay them.
Ugh. Man, oh man,
At least
Shevet.
there's something special about them. To me, Kevin Owens is very technically sound. You know, he's a good wrestler. It's not like he's bad. But $2 or $3 million a year? Are you shitting me? Come on.
I wouldn't go $3 million. I'll be really honest with you. I wouldn't. Do
I
three.
wouldn't. I'd maybe 500,000.
I don't think so. I think.
You really think he's worth more than that?
Well, you know what? Think about this. Who do we have left? And this kid, when he worked, produced. He produced. So I mean, I'd give him $1 million. And the rest is residuals.
You think it's good that he stayed?
I think it's bad that he stayed.
You wanted him gone?
No, for his own good. Because I'm going to tell you, I don't think it's going to work out the way they think they are.
Well, I tell you, another match that we knocked on day one that they mixed up a little bit. I'm interested to see your thoughts. What was going to be a lifeless triple threat match between Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, and the new champion Big E, they've now turned into a four-way with Bobby Lashley, which hopefully Bobby will reclaim the championship in Atlanta on New Year's Day to kick off 2022. Do you like the addition of Lashley? Do you think Lashley's going to go over and end this horrible Big E experiment as a main event guy that has gone the road to nowhere? Seth Rollins with his boring King of Drip gimmick, and now Kevin Owens has turned for about the 85th time since he's come up to the main roster. He's a heel now. I had zero interest in the match. Now that Bobby's involved, I have a little interest in the match. What are your thoughts?
I have a feeling that Rollins is going to walk out the champion.
Oh,
which I don't want, obviously. I think that's no, that'd be bad. I do say that they've done a disservice to Big E.
really?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, they put him in a position.
No win?
Where do you go with this guy? I mean, they should have left well enough alone and worked slowly. Unfortunately, he's where he is. I think Big E is in for a surprise. It's either going to be Lashley or Rollins that walks out with the title.
Well, we're running out of time.
I hope it's Lashley.
All right. Well, we're running out of time, folks. We went long talking about amusement parks and the other crazy adventures we go on. Maybe we should save those topics for the end.
I like that.
Because there are fans that enjoy our banter as well. You know, as Charlie is trying to almost take over the chat over there. Very loud chat, Johnny. They're getting a little loud over there.
We're picking it up on the mics, that's all.
Well, maybe they're bored with us.
Oh, well, then you know what? See the way you came in? Can always go out.
Johnny Gargano, Kyle O'Reilly, both free agents. Where do you think they wind up?
You know,
I love Kyle O'Reilly. I just can't see them doing anything with him other than turn him into a jobber on Raw or SmackDown.
that's what's going to happen.
And Gargano, he's fantastic, technically sound. I don't see them doing anything with him of any relevance on Raw or SmackDown.
I think he should get out and go somewhere else.
You think both of them should leave?
Yep.
You know, imagine if they ever took 205 Live and took all the guys that were legit 205 and under and made a promotion out of that. It could be the most exciting company in wrestling right now. It could be AEW.
I was just going to say, AEW is starting that.
Yeah.
So
isn't it something?
That's why I say Khan's a smart businessman. And,
Well,
we'll see what happens.
You know what? Like I said, there were a lot of things about AEW I liked. There were a lot of things about AEW I disliked. But since last summer, they've, you know, obviously they've had some major free agent additions, but they keep those shows feeling fresh and interesting, which I cannot say about any of the WWE shows anymore. I hate to say it because we have friends that have worked for us in NXT. I can't stomach it anymore. And you know, we're going off on a tangent, but half of the show is women, which is just, it's too much. And I tell you this, if you ever saw the War Games match that those women had, you would have been feeling the same way I felt. And I know that you are very sensitive towards women's wrestling. You're very appreciative of women's wrestling. But man, that War Games match they had was an embarrassment to all the hardworking women. It was one of the phoniest, most staged, choreographed-looking things I've ever seen on a national promotion.
I guess I'd have to see it before I comment on it.
Well, you got Peacock.
I'm not impressed with that either.
All right. Well, all right, wrestling fans, right now we're going to take a brief time out. We'll be back to wrap up the show. Stand by. Wrestling fans looking for the perfect holiday gift? Discount VIP packages and tickets to Boston Wrestling Soul Survivor 10 Back to the 80s, Saturday night, April the 16th at Memorial Hall in Melrose, Massachusetts are on sale now. Join WWE Hall of Famer Jake the Snake Roberts, three-time WWE Tag Team Champions Axe and Smash Demolition, The Wild Berzerker, and more 1980s legends to be announced. Take part in a VIP exclusive Q&A session. Meet the wrestling icons up close and personal in an autograph and photo fan fest. Then get ready as the superstars and legends of yesterday, today, and tomorrow take part in a night of white-hot in-ring action. Discount VIP packages and tickets are on sale now for a limited time at bostonwrestling.com. Join us for a professional wrestling reunion decades in the making, April the 16th. Wrestling fans, we warned you this day would come. Unfortunately, we're running out of original episodes of Wrestling Insider's Party with Marty each and every Thursday night at 10 p.m., but we're starting up that Indiegogo. You can help the cause. You can help Marty's show continue each and every week. Nobody does it like Marty. We had an incredible time with him at our 20th anniversary bash, November 13th at Memorial Hall here in Melrose. We want to have the good times keep on rolling, but we can't do it without you. Look for the Indiegogo link in the comment section below or across our website and social media platforms. We have some great perks, great rewards where you can even meet Marty himself. There's nothing like it. Since July of 2020, every week we've brought you the show. We need your help to keep on going. We tell you, without wrestling fans, there is no professional wrestling, and there's no better time to help the cause now. Let's keep Marty rocking each and every Thursday night. Wrestling fans around the corner, around the world, I'm Dan Marati.
And I'm John Cena Sr.
Johnny, the momentum here in Boston Wrestling continues as we continue to build and build and build. The fans want to know, how do we help? We subscribe to the Patreon, but we see all the great merchandise on that set. Coronavirus may have killed the nightlife, especially for someone like Marty, but our acclaimed eBay store is open 24/7 around the world.
Wow. Check it out.
The Undisputed Era kicked ass and took no prisoners in WWE NXT. Now you can own this limited edition collector's autographed art print personally signed by Adam Cole, Roderick Strong, Kyle O'Reilly, and Bobby Fish. Also signed by the original artist, Rob Schamberger, one of only 50 made direct from our friends at WWE. Help keep wrestling legends working. Get this awesome collectible for your collection now. All right, wrestling fans, welcome back. Quickly, we're running out of time. Again, we wanted to wish you a very Merry Christmas. We're using the C word all weekend. For our fans on Patreon, we have an exclusive Christmas Day video with the Berzerker, John Nord. We do a watch-along when he challenged Bret Hitman Hart for the WWF World Heavyweight Championship. If you're looking for a great holiday gift and you haven't got it done yet, if you're waiting until the last minute, head on over to bostonwrestling.com now. Again, all roads lead to Newbury, West Newbury, to get a little Fabo Vino. Then after the Fabo Vino, you head back to Memorial Hall, downtown Melrose, Massachusetts, as Boston Wrestling brings to you Soul Survivor 10 Back to the 80s. You're going to see Jake the Snake Roberts, Axe and Smash Demolition, the greatest tag team in WWF history. You're going to see the Berzerker and so many more 80s legends we're talking to, some of whom we already booked but haven't announced yet. Discount VIP packages and tickets are on sale now at bostonwrestling.com. Get the best seats in the house and save a few bucks. I think the discount will probably be up through New Year's Day. We didn't even talk about David Reese signing with AEW, but you know he's a very busy president now.
We spoke about that.
On the air?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, well.
We did. You see, I think, you know what? You're a little getting a little long in the tooth, too, I think. But to my friends, I just want to say, you're yelling Merry Christmas. Right after Christmas is Kwanzaa. Happy Kwanzaa.
If you celebrate Kwanzaa, happy Kwanzaa. Johnny and I are going to be back for a marathon next Friday to greet you for New Year's Eve. A lot of popular shows do that nowadays, so we're going to be marathon people. If you and I raced, who do you think would win?
Neither.
Neither of us.
Nah.
Well, we wouldn't be the odds-on favorite in a potato sack race, I guess.
I would.
Really?
I probably win.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how slow I go. That's good.
Maybe Great Outdoors would be there with a little ice cream.
Moniz? Moniz?
No,
Moniz
I
left?
would not confuse Moniz with Great Outdoors.
Wow.
Great Outdoors was a little odd showing up with the ice cream, but that's all right. It's Christmas time. She's loved by someone, I'm sure. Maybe the owners of Friendlies. I don't know.
Whoa!
All right, wrestling fans, before we continue to go into the world of nonsense much more again, Merry Christmas. We'll see you before the new year. Until we speak again, folks, you and yours be well, be healthy. And I'm watching you. Don't drink and drive. I'll never forget what happened to me. I don't want it to happen to anyone else. Make wise decisions. We'll see you next week. Good night. Thank you for joining us. Please give the video a big thumbs up, leave us a comment, and subscribe to the channel to enjoy more great content. Don't forget, you can help keep wrestling legends working. Check out our eBay store and join the Boston Wrestling family at patreon.com/Boston Wrestling so we can produce more in-depth shoot interviews.